How long does your hair have to be to start dreadlocks? What is up, all of you awesome people? This is TheMunchBowl here, and today I'm alright, let me not break these blinds like I did last time, but I'm trying. Oh, dang it flew away! Oh, I was trying to get it on camera. That's the whole reason why I pulled out my camera so quickly. I was like, hey, I'm trying to get that. Because it was like a bird. Let me show you where it was sitting. It was sitting right there. You see where I'm pointing? Right there. It was sitting right there on that ledge. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's just a bird, but like, hey, I was trying to catch it on camera. And it's kind of disappointing because I didn't get to do it, man. But yeah, how is everybody doing? I know there was like kind of a weird stage on my channel, or at least I felt like it was a weird stage, because I was kind of on vacation. I guess you could say vacation. It wasn't really a vacation. It wasn't really that intentional, but it was my mom was home, so I couldn't make videos like that all the time. And plus, I don't really like making them when she's home because I like being as loud as I can, but not too loud to where I get evicted out of my apartment complex, because then, you know, what we gonna do then? I mean, God wouldn't provide for us, but hey, it's better to not get in those situations, you know? Alright, I'm already just going all over the place in this video. But yeah, I think I'm gonna make this like a regular thing where I tell y'all what I read in the Bible this morning and what I take from it, because I think it's great to share with people, you know, what you take from the Bible, even if whether they're a believer or non-believer. But today, what I took from it, I read Acts 25. I don't know, just a whole bunch of stuff went down, but basically the biggest thing that I took from it was like when he was going from like place to place, he came to this one king, King Agrippa, and basically he witnessed about his own testimony. And that's the thing I got out of it is like, for those of y'all that are Christians, or I don't even like saying Christians because that puts a bad taste in people's mouth, but for those of y'all that actually follow Jesus, it's important for us to share our testimonies with people and not to just thump them over the head with the Bible, because when we do that, it doesn't really do anything. But when we tell them that, hey, we were in the same place that they're at, but God changed us, you know, that's what we need to do. And I'm just going to tell y'all where God brought me from. Real quick, I have a whole testimony video on my channel. Y'all can check that out if you want. But basically, here's how everything went down. Long story short, I was in my room in the dark. I was depressed because stuff that I don't even explain on video just because it's like private stuff. But I was depressed before then. A whole bunch of weird stuff. It was crazy. I don't know whether God spoke to me. God did. I don't know. Something happened though. At that moment afterwards, I was like my eyes were open to so many different things, and I noticed I wasn't living right. It's like I wasn't thinking nothing about God, nothing about Jesus, nothing. I was in my own mind, my own cares. I didn't care nothing about it. In fact, I thought I was a Christian because I went to church, but that's not really what a Christian is. But Jesus basically let me know, boom, like he gave me the revelation, boom. I wasn't living right. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing, but he still died on the cross for me. That is what I need to be heading for. That's what I need to be focusing on, and I need to live for him. That's my short testimony. I do recommend y'all watch my whole testimony video that I have on my channel. It shouldn't be too far back. That's basically how everything went down. Really, really short and concise. I'm gonna go ahead and sit down for this one, but how long does your hair have to be to start dreadlocks? I know that this is a question that a lot of people have before getting dreadlocks, because either they think their hair is too short or too long or whatever the case may be. And for some of y'all, the question may not even be how long does your hair have to be to start dreadlocks. The question you really may be asking is how long do I want my hair before starting dreadlocks? But I'll explain that later. I'll answer this question first. How long does your hair have to be to get dreadlocks? Now this depends solely on hair type, which here's a hair type chart right here. I know a lot of people have trouble interpreting this hair type chart. This chart is kind of controversial. I'm just using it for reference. But basically we see with the one hair type, I would say that your hair has to be at least 4 inches, but honestly I think that may be even a little too short, but I'm giving almost like the minimum. But really, like, none of the lengths I'm going to be giving are like set in stone, like it has to be like this. I'm just giving y'all lengths that are reasonable and that will ensure that your hair can actually lock up while being that length. Because some hair can twist up at a certain length, but hair won't lock up at a certain length, so your hair has to be a little bit longer. And that's the case for straight hair people, because they don't have very many curls in their hair, you know, because it's straight. So you want your hair to be at least, I would say, 4 inches. And plus, you might even want your hair to be a little longer. And I say this because I've seen people with straight hair dreadlocks, and they've had it pretty short to about 4 inches, or what it looks like 3 inches. But what happens when you do those methods is your hair will actually shrink up because your hair has to be tangled up, and that's because your hair has to scrunch up a little bit so the hair can weave through each other. So in a result, if you scrunch anything up, I'm gonna scrunch this hair tie up, boom, you see it's shorter. That's what your hair does. So that's why you have shrinkage, because your hair is scrunching up, because that's the only way it can, you know, curl up. If you have straight hair, it has to have some type of scrunchiness so it can weave in and out of each other, and that's why there would be some shrinkage. So I would recommend your hair even be a little longer, but I would say at minimum 4 inches. I wouldn't recommend going any lower than that because I honestly don't know if it would even work under 4 inches. For the twos, I'll say the exact same thing because it isn't really a different process, because at a short length it just simply doesn't have enough curls to be short and lock up together. So I would say again, for the 2 hair types, all of them, that your hair has to be at least 4 inches before starting, or at least more than 4 inches, because 4 inches is kind of pushing it, I think. But in the 3 hair types, specifically for 3A, it's kind of right in the middle of straight and coarse or really curly. And with this hair type, you could kind of do coarse hair methods like twisting with gel, 2-strand twisting, even free-forming. But straight hair methods guarantee that your hair will lock up. But at this, I think your hair can be, I would say 3 inches, a little bit lower than, you know, actual like straight hair. And really, I would say it's all about the frequency and curls you have. Say your hair is a 3A and your hair has some length and it only has 1 curl. 1 curl isn't enough to weave in and out of each other. And that's really how dreadlocks lock up. They weave in and out of each other because of the curls. And that's why when we get to the deeper end, or the end of the scale, that's why the hair keeps on getting shorter and shorter and shorter, to where you can actually lock up your hair. So it all matters in like how much curls you have and the frequency of your curls. So I would say for 3A, about 3 inches. But for 3B, your hair can be about, I would say, 2.5 inches. And this is where it starts merging into coarse hair, where you can actually do coarse hair methods and where the frequency of the curls get more and more frequent. And for 3C, it can either be the same, 2.5 inches, or maybe possibly even 2. Maybe that's stretching it, but you could try. But 4A is the hair type I think I have. I know for sure I'm not a 4C, but it's either 4A or 4B, which it could honestly be both, because you do have different hair types in different places of your head sometimes. And my hair isn't extremely coarse, but it is coarse. So that's why I say a 4A or a 4B. But I started my dreads at about 2 inches of hair, or possibly even 1.5 inches. I don't really know. And you might think that's long, but it isn't that long because my hair didn't stretch any. The length that you see is that's the length I had. I couldn't like stretch it for some reason, because like I didn't really take care of my hair back then, but now I take care of my hair, so my hair is really curly now under my dreads. But since your hair has a higher frequency and curls, then it can lock up better. And for 4B, your hair can be about 1.5 inches. And here's a hack to know if you're in the 4 range of hair, if you can get dreadlocks, or if your hair is long enough to get dreadlocks. If you could sponge your hair and it curls up and the little knots form, your hair is long enough to get dreads. And for 4C, honestly, I think your hair can be only 1 inch, or possibly even, yeah, just 1 inch. I would say 1 inch to be safe, just because it's really, really tight curls. So it doesn't take that much length at all for your hair to knot up. But I know a lot of y'all in the 4 hair type don't like the ugly stage. So that's why I said your question probably isn't how long can my hair be, but how long do I want my hair personally. Because if you get it at the shortest possible state, it's going to look like little balls or little beady beads, whatever you want to call them, will form into dreadlocks. But the thing is, a lot of y'all don't like that stage. Y'all think it's the ugly stage. And plus, the longer your hair is, just the better it can lock up. And I know y'all probably want that hang, so if y'all don't want to go through the ugly stage, just grow your hair out and wait until, you know, you could pull your hair down to wherever long you want your dreads to be. And once it meets that spot, then you could dread up your hair. Because, you know, there's no point in suffering if you don't need to suffer, right? So that's why I'm saying that. And I'll make a whole nother video talking about the ugly stage, you know, how to avoid it or how to deal with it, and just what you should do in the ugly stage so you don't look ugly. But anyways, that's explaining how long your hair has to be to get dreads. Really, for most of y'all viewing this are probably in the 4 hair types, or maybe even in the latter C's or 3s. A safe length is 3 to 4 inches. That's a safe length for all of you to start your dreads out. But anyways, thank y'all so much for watching this video. If it helped you out, then make sure to like this video. If you want to see more videos from me in the future, please make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so y'all never miss out on another video from me in the future. And with that being said, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video.